In 1867, the United States pulled off what many at the time called the stupidest deal in history, purchasing a frozen, desolate wasteland for roughly 2 cents an acre. They called it Seward's Folly, or Andrew Johnson's Polar Bear Garden. Little did they know, they hadn't just bought a block of ice, they had secured the future of American hegemony and stumbled upon a treasure chest that would reshape the world. The Great Bargain of the North. The story of Alaska begins not with an American dream, but with a Russian nightmare. By the mid-19th century, the Russian Empire was overextended. Their involvement in the Crimean War had drained the Tsar's treasury, and the Russian-American Company, which managed their interests in the far north, was bleeding money. Fearing that their rival, Great Britain, might simply seize the territory from neighboring Canada, Tsar Alexander II decided to sell. Enter William H. Seward, the ambitious U.S. Secretary of State. On the night of March 30th, 1867, after an all-night negotiation session fueled by tea and cigars, Seward signed a treaty to purchase 586,412 square miles for $7.2 million. When the news hit Washington, the public was outraged. The press mocked the acquisition, claiming the land held nothing but walrus-covered icebergs. For 30 years, it seemed the critics were right. Alaska remained a neglected district, sparsely populated and forgotten by the average American. The Golden Transformation. Everything changed in August 1896. 3 men, George Carmack, Dawson Charlie, and Skookum Jim, discovered gold in a tributary of the Klondike River. When the news reached the lower 48 a year later, a literal frenzy erupted. The Klondike Gold Rush transformed Alaska from a frozen joke into a land of destiny. Over 100,000 prospectors headed north, braving the treacherous Chilkoot Pass. While many found nothing but heartbreak, the rush forced the U.S. government to finally build infrastructure. Towns like Skagway and Nome exploded overnight. The worthless ice was suddenly worth its weight in gold, billions of dollars of it. The pivot of the Pacific. As the 20th century dawned, Alaska's value shifted from what was in the ground to where it sat on the map. During World War II, the territory became a strategic fortress. General Billy Mitchell famously told Congress, "He who holds Alaska will hold the world." The Japanese invasion of the Aleutian Islands, the only part of the incorporated United States occupied during the war, led to the construction of the Alcan Highway. This 1,400-mile feat of engineering was built in less than 9 months through some of the harshest terrain on Earth, finally connecting Alaska to the mainland. But the real shock came in 1968. At Prudhoe Bay, geologists discovered the largest oil field in North America. This discovery led to the construction of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, an 800-mile steel artery that at its peak supplied 25% of America's domestic oil production. Seward's $7.2 million investment had now paid for itself thousands of times over. A modern frontier. Today, Alaska remains a land of superlatives. It is twice the size of Texas, has more coastline than the rest of the U.S. combined, and contains 17 of the 20 highest peaks in the country. It is the only state where citizens receive a yearly check, the permanent fund dividend, simply for living there, funded by the state's massive oil wealth. The folly of 1867 is now recognized as one of the most brilliant geopolitical maneuvers in human history. It shifted the balance of power during the Cold War, provided the energy that fueled American industry, and preserved one of the last truly wild places on the planet. Alaska is more than just a state. It is a testament to the fact that what we perceive as a wasteland today might just be the treasure of tomorrow. From the silent, glowing curtains of the Aurora Borealis to the industrial hum of the North Slope, the great land continues to surprise, enrich, and challenge the American spirit. The deal of the century wasn't a mistake. It was the ultimate